Hello and welcome to Model Kit Beginner. Hope you guys are doing all right. I certainly am fine. And today we're going to have a look at the 69 Corvette Coupe, in this particular case the California Wheels Edition. And here it is right next to me. That's what it looks like. Wait a minute. Roland, you're losing your mind. This looks different. Yes, it does. This is a special edition from the SANNL, the South African Modeling Association, and either somebody won that in 2007, and I managed to find some archival material. There was a C.W. Ackerman, there was a Chris Rose, there was a Gerard van Vuren, which is a friend of mine. There was Peter Thomas, another friend of mine, also the owner of Grumpy's Bazaar, the logo you always see in my videos. We have Martin Slubbert, we have Rita Basson, we have Craig Fouchier, we have Valdi Domini, we have Garen Powell, we have Marius Ackerman. It's a beautiful, beautiful stuff here. Right, now, it obviously can just as well be that it was just a commemorative model kit, which came in a special box. It came not only in this box, there were some other stuff, or at least one different thing there as well. And we were going to have a look all of that once we get down to the bench. But before we do get down to the bench, let's have a quick look at the history, shall we? So here we are. We're having a look at the 69 Corvette California. So this is what actually the box art looked like of the kit we are going to have a look at right now. Now this particular one is a 2005 rebox. History you see down here. It goes all the way back to 1988. So this was the 1988 one which came out. It was actually a roadster. Very nice, or cabriolet actually. It had a roof. So beautiful, beautiful 1988. And this one, this race I found very nice. It came out in 1991 under the Monogram label, right over here. Then we have this one, just as well beautiful, the Revell Racer. Here we go. So that was quite something. Not quite sure if that is actually today, if they are still allowed to have a scheme like that in our political correct world, but here it is, and I certainly love it. The latest iteration of this one, this box art looks a bit as if somebody has squashed it, so not a fan of that, but obviously a fan of Yenko, and this obviously was the Yenko version. But we're gonna have a look at this. We go down right to the bench and we will see what is in my special box. See you there. Right, here we are. And this is the box I was talking about. It is a very special commemorative model kit from 2007. And as we have found out, it is that 69 Corvette, in this particular case, the California Wheels Edition. There is a free gift inside. I'll get to that in a minute because I've taken that one out already. Because I was struggling to get everything back into the box. You know how it is. Anyway, let's open this up. Beautiful box. It really is a beautiful box. That problem with the camera here. There we go. Right. Now, we have a instruction sheet. We have decals. We have a beautiful body. Right. We have boards of plastic. Quite a bit, actually. Geez, quite a bit, actually. Here we go. Now, I haven't had a look in detail in this. I just opened the box. Of course, it was just couldn't resist opening the box. Right. Let's get everything out of here. There are some loose parts, as you might expect, from a box flirting around since 2007. Tires as well. Let's take those out. Chrome parts. Put these here. And that is all that was in the box, apart from the free gift which was inside. Let me show you the free gift. Here it is. It's a beautiful gas pump. Isn't that just special? I love this. It's a Chevy service gas pump, and it is contains lead, proudly advertised right over here. The scale is 1 to 18, so it's not quite 1 to 24, but it is a beautiful, beautiful piece on your shelf in your cave, that's for sure. So, let's put that to one side and let's start with the model, shall we? Corvette Coupe, here you go, Revell Corvette Coupe. It says it here, gives you a little bit more about the Corvette Coupe. And when we open it up, yeah, color call-out is right over here, by the way. Here you go. When you open it up, I don't see anywhere where you can have a look if everything is in the box. No. So that just tells you it is not a 90s kit, because then already they had those, you know, either depending if it's an American Revell, it had a whole list of the parts, or if it was a European Revell, it had the spruce, and you could have a look if everything is inside. Can't do that here. But anyway, they start with the engine assembly right over here. And there are no options. These is the one and only option you will have. Rear suspension right over here. Front suspension right over here. Those of you who have built a Corvette before will now exactly know what this is all about. Let's get the microphone down a bit more. Here we go. Steering box right over there. And then we go and put everything into the frame or bottom pan. Pipes right over here, A-frames for the front suspension, tires over here. We have extra insides for the doors also. The pan appears to be closed, at least your door panels on the inside are separate, can be detailed separately. Here we have the dashboard, and looking at this, it looks like we have decals for the instrument panel of the dashboard, a decal for the steering wheel as well. Shift lever right over here, and emergency brake handle. Then the seats are put together out of 3 parts. We have the iconic light assembly right over here, then these little bumperettes. We have an opening hood right over here. Then the inner fenders get added separately. Obviously, it's not a Mopa, so they will be black. Then we have windows right over here. We have the firewall, I would assume. Yes, there's a brake booster and a master cylinder, so that's what it is. Then we have the side pipes. Don't you love a side pipe? I mean, we all love a good side pipe, don't we? And then right here, you got the decal placement. Talking about decal placement, what do the decals actually look like? Given the fact that this is not a brand spanking new kit anymore, well, let's have a look, shall we? Right. 2005. Revell monogram, and this is what they look like. Let's get a bit closer here, so you guys can actually see what I'm on about. Here we go. Right. So this obviously comes onto the hood. A couple of smaller decals. There are certainly decals for the steering wheel and the instrument panel. You will find them right over here. There are even decals for the brake calipers. Don't want to draw them out. Here are some nice decals for that, because through those wheels you certainly can see them. And then obviously the stripings. Then California wheels right over here. Also California Wheels Pro Touring emblem right over there. Otherwise, a couple of Chevrolet emblems and sponsor emblems as well. All looks pretty cool. I think that's a pretty nice decal sheet. Doesn't look cracked or any of that, so should work quite nicely. Right. Now, tires. Let's have a look at those, shall we? Here we are. There are the tires. We have big littles, we have bigger ones and smaller ones. See them right over here, these are the bigger ones, these are the smaller ones. Let's have a quick look at the tread. That looks good enough, it really does. No problem whatsoever. There is this little nipple on here. There's no seam in the middle, but these little nipple on both sides which needs cleaning up. And the tires are, no surprises, they're not branded. And as I said, you have some slightly bigger ones for the rear, slightly smaller ones for the front. Right, now shall we have a look at the transparent parts quickly while we are at it? Because we're not going to open this up, you all know. We have front window and a rear window, and that's about it. To be quite honest, I don't even see covers for the lights. Well, the lights probably will be covered. I'm not going to display it with open lights, so I don't mind that. So front and rear window, and the sun visors are attached to the front window. And we also have some backlights, transparent red backlights, always appreciated. Chrome, we seem to have quite a bit. We are looking at two different bags. So let's open this one first. We have wheels, very, very beautiful wheels, I must tell you. I really do like those. And as you see, you can see the brake calipers and brake pads and discs. Here we go, the word has come. The brake disc very nicely through these, so yeah, you would like to want those done very nicely. Hence probably the decals, which we saw on the decal sheet. We also have backside of the wheels, we have very shiny chrome, so if you want to knock that down a bit, obviously, that is very easily done. Right, but that's not all. No. There's more. There's another one. Right. Here we have the nose, very iconic, right over there. Obviously, a part of that needs to be blacked out. We have shock absorbers in chrome, really. We have the air filter lid right over here. Obviously the side pipes, there are different wheels right over here, which I consider spare wheels because they go into the spare box, so they're always good to have those. We have the lights right over here, and then valve covers right over there, and mirrors we will find over here. All very shiny chrome, also not too thick, so some of it you might want to and re-chrome. Some of it you probably get away with a bit of a touch-up. Right, then we have one black sprue. This is this one here, which has the brakes right over here. So I would assume this is the one which gets the decals. Here we go. Couple of smaller parts. Here we have the firewall. Here you go, firewall, brake booster, wiper motor, all here, all there. And here are the famous inner fenders, which we had a look at, which is very nice to have those apart, because you can just paint them black and don't need to mask stuff, which is always welcome. Some loose parts as well. For example, I'm quite sure that's just it's a piece of plastic, but that's right away, Roland. Maybe it isn't. But here, that's the dashboard with the instrument panel. That looks detailed enough, if you ask me. Pretty cool, actually. Quite a few instruments there. I think I saw those on the decal sheet, so you can really go to town on this one. Very nice. Very nice. Then we have some sprues right over here with the seats. We have seen already in the instruction sheet, these are 3-part seats. We have the engine right over here, water pump, and then the interior, as we saw in the instruction sheet, is a pan. with some structure here in it. Might be some hand painting required, but very importantly, the inner door panels are extra, which I do appreciate. And here are these extra door panels. Let's have a look at the detail of those. Not bad, actually very nice. Right, we have the two-part radiator, we have the steering wheel, part of the wheels here as well, part of the seats, then we have the iconic hood, we have the lower part of the air cleaner, I'm not quite sure. We have obviously the exhausts right over here. This also looks part of the radiator assembly, and then the belt assembly right over here. Detailed enough, and certainly not, well, it has the normal seams, but there's otherwise pretty clean. Not too bad at all for a kit of this vintage. Then remember the first one came out in the 80s or so. This is a 2005 report. We have intakes right over here. We have the fan, some smaller engine parts. So these are smaller engine parts. Here's a steering column. Another part of the radiator assembly. It's quite a radiator assembly. There's another hood right over here. So you have the choice. Let's have a look so you can see the differences. Here you go. So this one is the one which is used, the California one. And then we have another one if you want to build a different version. You saw you have different wheels as well you can choose from. So that is up to you. But while you have the California one, you might just as well go for it. You have the decals as well. We have another belt assembly here, and we have different engine parts right over there, and a couple of pipes, what is your water pipes, for the cooling system. Drive shaft right over here as well, right close to the distributor and the starter motor. Right, then we have quite a few suspension parts, rear and front suspension. That's basically all that it is. A couple of rubber pipes here as well. And yeah, that's about it. That looks all very familiar GM suspension. We have the bottom part, obviously in here there's not much happening, you're not going to see much, and I appreciate that they have put their printers stuff, Revell monogram, etc. pp. They put that in here so you don't need to sand it away. Here at the back, see the tank, nice structuring of the bottom, and the rest you can do yourself with some weathering. Otherwise, not bad at all. I don't think so. No flash, none of that. And then obviously we come to this, the iconic body of the 69 Corvette. It is a lovely, lovely Stingray here. This is open. Always appreciate that. In the older models they were always just closed, and love that is open, nice and clean done as well. It does need a bit of tender loving care, but not too much. Look at that, with the roof you can open, the hardtop you can open. Here is the, quite correctly, the filler port right over there, where the Chevy emblem goes on. Another Stingray 3D right over here, and here's the front part with the lights. So I don't think you can even display them open, so that's fine. So it doesn't make difference to me. Wouldn't have done that anyway. Here we go, and that's basically that, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 69 Corvette Coupe California wheels. Now I suggest we go back up to the bench, and I'll give you my final thoughts. See you there. And here we are, Back upstairs, having had a look at the 69 Corvette Coupe, and I really enjoy that. That looks a very nice, clean kit. It really does. It is an iconic shape, of course it is. It has these wheels, it has the wonderful bonnet, which obviously is custom. Some custom touches, the side pipes. I mean, who doesn't like good side pipes? So it looks a really, really nice kit. So if you get hold of any of these kits in that range, we have seen when we looked at the history, there are quite a few in that range which you might possibly get hold of. I think it's worth it. I really do. Obviously, I haven't built them. There will be a bench update coming shortly where I do build some stuff, and you can see how that works out. But so far as what we can see in the box, that looks pretty good. I like it. I really do like it. Well, and obviously, here we go. Yeah, don't forget about the extra fuel pump right over here, which is really a pretty thing. Right, guys, thanks very much for popping in. Please do not forget to subscribe, and as they say, ring the ding-a-ling button. And once you have done that, also give it a thumbs up. Then my Facebook link and the link to Grumpy's Bazaar shop will be in the description. Thanks very much for popping in. Hope you guys have a wonderful week further, and greetings from Cape Town. Cheers.